So all-time highs on top of all-time highs. I don't even know what word to use anymore. Are we using soaring or are we using surging? At some point, we're going to need a new word. So we're seeing a lot of media attention being given again to gold. And I'm not just talking about CNBC or Reuters, Forbes, Barron's. I actually saw a local news piece telling viewers that gold was having a moment. Now is maybe the time to consider selling back that gold jewelry that you're not using because gold prices are soaring. Maybe they were surging. Those are the two words we use to get people's attention. Now, I even saw an article, though, suggesting that silver is about to have its moment, too. I know what you're thinking. We see that all day, every day, for years now. But this is popping up on actual news outfits. So it must be serious. Before we get back to it, if you're looking for precious metals, hit up SD Bullion. New customers even get gold and silver for spot. That's sdbullion.com/new. So no surprise on the attention being given to gold lately. Gold just kissed 2180 this morning, so we're seeing new all-time highs pushing out old all-time highs. That's something to write about, but now we're starting to see some attention being given to silver, and that's noteworthy because outside of the usual suspects here on YouTube, silver just doesn't get much serious attention. And now I'm sure somebody out there didn't like the way that I phrased that, so let me say it another way. If we look at what's happening with gold, we can see why people are excited right now. Right as gold was selling off last year, the Israeli conflict set off another rally. And then we saw the expectations of a Fed pivot kick off a second rally. So gold has multiple factors pushing it up right now. Now, if we were to look at silver over the same time frame, it's trending down. Now, that's not a comment on whether it's pretty or not. We're just looking at the charts here. So let's widen it out. The story doesn't change much. It's not much different if we take it back to 2000. It's not much different if we take it back to 2012. It's been really hard to get excited about silver's performance. And that's coming from somebody who's actually purchased a lot of silver over the years. Now, gold and silver are not meant to perform like growth investments to me, but if you look at gold over the same time frame, it isn't hard to see why more attention goes to gold. So at this point, the story for me is a lot more about gold. I've picked up a little bit of silver over the past few months, but they've been opportunistic pickups. American Silver Eagle premiums have dropped. Sales have been popping up regularly, and not just the Eagles, Silver Maple Leafs, really everything. So I have a few hundred ounces again, and that isn't enough to get rich off of a long overdue bump in silver price, but it's enough to at least participate. Now, I feel like I've already said this here, but just to be realistic, precious metals make terrible trade assets. The premiums are just too high, particularly in silver. That's why I've been out. So if I wanted to speculate, I would do it in the equity markets. And I'm talking about company stocks specifically, but if we were looking at precious metals, now personally, I have more in silver ETFs than I do in physical silver. And that makes participating even easier. So I'm not saying don't buy physical silver. I know a lot of reasons that you might do it, but personally I'm long on gold. I think it's the better option. I understand it, and I have an idea of where at least I think it's going. Now this is all guesswork, but my expectations for gold are backed up by actual performance. Now silver continues to be something different, at least to me. So if we were to see a spike in price and demand for silver, I would have the question of what to do with it. Do I sell it? Do I swap it for gold? Or do I hold it long term? And I think this is where I differ on silver from some of the others here on YouTube. It's not that I don't like it. It's that I'm not long on it. I think it's going to have its day at some point, but if that means losing outside of a spike that occurs every 13 years or so, I would rather just be into gold. So my relationship with silver is a little bit complicated. I wasn't buying $50 silver, but I bought enough when the prices were high that I ended up holding the bag on it for a really long time. Well, then the first and second silver squeezes came along and I did okay. I took that capital, I bought Bitcoin, I bought ETH, and then I sold that and I bought gold. So I've been saying that metals make terrible trades or painful trades, but it can work out if you at least do okay with the timing. And that's easier said than done. I'll be the first to admit that with my trades, I got a little bit lucky. So jumping back to the attention that silver's been getting in the media, if you go out looking for articles on silver on the internet, you will find them. Now, I don't always look for them, so it's not new that somebody out there on the internet is saying something about silver. It's that the attention is coming from some larger outlets. Now, quick but very important point, the articles that I've been seeing lately have been popping up because of a report from the Silver Institute. So if the Silver Institute says that silver could outperform gold this year, well, it plays to a feeling that I have, probably a feeling that a lot of people have, but there's an obvious slant, and confirmation bias is going to make a lot of people think that they're right, even before we see actual moves backing that up. Now, if it seems like I'm doubtful here, let me just slow down for a second. Silver isn't even priced at half of its all-time high. So one way to look at it is that it's doing so poorly that it just has more room to run. Now, if it does run, the question, of course, will be what to do with it. Do you hold on to it? Do you stay long on silver? And if that spike hits, just play it like it's here to stay? Or do you trade out of it, move into something else, maybe like gold? So I think I've been pretty clear here. I don't really have any emotional attachment to silver guiding my decisions here. So if it does make that run, I will trade out of my silver ETF positions. I will sell off my physical and I'll replace it with gold. Just going from silver's past performance, the spikes don't last long. So don't shoot the messenger here. It's just an observation. This channel would be a lot more popular if I got on that wagon and said silver was a good investment. And of course, that's just one person's plan. So if silver does outperform gold this year and you hold a significant amount, I'm curious to know what you plan to do with it. Now, I'm not saying silver is going to do that. I don't know that it's going to make that move, only that it's possible, maybe even feasible. So let us know what you think. Are you expecting silver to break out? What do you do if it does? Do you swap it for gold? Do you stack it to the ceiling? Let us know. And then while you're in the comments, be sure to hit that like button. Now, this is as good a time as any to mention subscribers around here. Channel's coming up on 100,000. And that means that it's time to start planning a giveaway. I can't tell you how much I appreciate all the support that's helped get us there. So we're going to have a little bit of fun with it. So make sure you're subscribed. I'm going to have details out soon. Make sure your notifications are turned on if you'd like to see more on the topic and hear about that giveaway. So if you're still here, thanks again for watching. I always appreciate your time. Take care.